Last week, Pope Francis once again sparked a backlash with conservatives in the church by saying all religions provide a path to God. Francis delivered his remarks during an interfaith gathering with young people at a Catholic institution during his 3-day visit to Singapore, according to the Christian Post. However, he went off script from his prepared speech, emphasizing that different faiths serve as languages leading to the same divine truth. Here is part of what he said. They are like different languages in order to arrive at God, but God is God for all. Since God is God for all, then we are all children of God. There's only one God, and each of us has a language to arrive at God. Some are Sikh, Muslim, Hindu, Christian, and they are different paths to God. Here is the full video of what Pope Francis said, including his remarks by his interpreter, courtesy of the Catholic News Service.
Tutte le religioni sono un cammino per arrivare a Dio.
Because every religion is a way to arrive at God.
Dirò una comparazione, sono come diverse lingue, diversi idiomi per arrivare lì.
Sort of a comparison, an example would be they're sort of like different languages in order to arrive at God.
Ma Dio è Dio per tutti.
But God is God for all.
E come Dio è Dio per tutti, noi siamo tutti figli di Dio.
And if God is God for all, then we're all sons and daughters of God.
Ma il mio Dio è più importante del tuo.
But my God is more important than your God.
È vero quello?
Is that true?
C'è un solo Dio lì. E noi sono idiomi, cammino, lingue per arrivare a Dio.
There's only one God, and each of us is a language, so to speak, in order to arrive at God.
Qualcuno è Sikh, qualcuno musulmano, qualcuno hindi, qualcuno cristiano,
Hindu,
ma
Christian.
sono diversi cammini.
There are different paths.
Understood?
This inclusive message immediately drew sharp reactions from conservatives in the church who have long opposed Francis for what they perceive as his watering down church teachings. Another of his controversial statements concerned humanity's inherent goodness during a 60 Minutes interview, which was viewed as contradicting core Christian doctrines on sin and redemption. Conservatives in the church view his latest statement as yet another sign that Pope Francis needs to resign as soon as possible. And if we factor in his age of 87, we're probably not that far away from seeing this happen. There are two main takeaways from the latest remarks by Pope Francis. Number one, a conservative pope is coming soon. Back in 2015, Pope Francis said that he expected his pontificate to be brief, perhaps lasting only 4 or 5 years. It's now been 11 years since he became pope, and those 11 years have been filled with many instances where he outraged conservatives in the church. Considering his age of 87, and the fact that he has already been pope for twice as long as he anticipated, and the constant backlash he receives from conservative clergy, his reign as pope simply cannot continue much longer. All signs point to the next pope as being very conservative in order to restore what many of the Catholic clergy feel are the Church's true teachings. This new pope will reject the more liberal approach of Pope Francis, including how Francis was publicly at odds with Donald Trump. Number two, the Roman Catholic Church continues to court other religions. While the remarks of Pope Francis about all religions leading to God were unscripted, they did reveal a deeper truth. The Catholic Church has long been attempting to unite all religions under the authority of the Pope. A conservative pope might not talk about how all religions lead to God as Francis did, at least publicly, but he would still be on board with the Catholic Church's agenda of having other religions in the world acknowledge the supremacy of the Pope. Of course, it can be difficult to imagine other religions agreeing to view the Pope as the spokesperson for world religions, but it's important to remember that the Roman Catholic Church is extraordinarily wealthy, and money has a way of convincing people. Just like the last few months of 2024, next year is also shaping up to be a major step in the fulfillment of Bible prophecy. Because as much as I am convinced that Donald Trump is the Antichrist, I also believe that the next Pope is most likely the false prophet.